Why do people put the in memory of stickers on their cars? This one has always confused me. I don't want to be memorialized on the rear window of a 2003 Corolla. Where I live, the stickers are sold to friends and family, and the proceeds are used toward the funeral costs because the deceased person is young and the family didn't have any plans in place for burial. Having lost several people close to me, mom, dad, sister, etc., I totally get where they are coming from. But it's hard to explain. It's like you want that person to be remembered and not completely disappear from this earth like they never existed. You want other people to know they lived and were loved and that they mattered. When I see those memorials on cars or the ones on the side of the road, I always feel a deep sense of compassion because I know those people are walking around with a hole in their heart. To help a mourning person, it helps them feel their loved one will be remembered. You wouldn't want "U Fecal Tornado 23" emblazoned across the overly tinted back window of a badass truck? I can't speak for everyone, but a relative did this. She finished restoring an old classic car her late husband started. It was his dream. She took his ashes on a road trip with her with it. It's not for the person who died. It's for who is left. No, it's an odd thing. But does it really hurt anyone if a visual memorial, anything, is used? Not really, no. It's for the living, not the dead. Everyone grieves in their own way. Grief is weird. Shrug. I don't really get bright airbrushed memorial t-shirts. But I understand it's those people's way of memorializing an important person in their lives. People are diverse in their tastes, even in grief and mourning. Not really thought about this a lot. Where I live, it mainly seems to be people who died fairly young or tragically. I would assume it's a way the car owner is trying to cope with their grief. Some people get very concerned that they will forget the person, and this might be a way to assure themselves they won't. Memorials are for the living, not the dead. I spend the majority of my outdoors time in my car. People take their cars everywhere. It's part of us. Memories of loved ones go with us everywhere. Doesn't matter if it's on a car. Because I want to. And it's none of your business. From someone who has an in-memory sticker of her 24-year-old niece on her car. People grieve in different ways. If putting a sticker on there helps them feel better, then more power to them. This is gonna sound horrible, but I feel like people just live in different worlds, and that includes having different taste. Like to people who grow up middle or upper class, that seems tacky and cringe, but to people who grew up working class or in poverty, that is actually a really heartfelt way to show mourning. Grief feels really hopeless. There's nothing you can really do, so finding things to do feels good. You don't get to pick how people grieve. I see it quite a bit in Southern California, especially in Los Angeles County. I guess it's a cultural thing. Because they can and they want to. The sticker is for the car owner, not you. Everybody grieves differently. Yeah, I don't really get it. Also, the "fuck cancer" car stickers. We know cancer is bad. I've considered getting one for my brother who was killed on impact when he didn't wear a seatbelt, to encourage others to buckle up. It's my dream to be memorialized upon the rear window of a 1978 Pinto one day. Usually, when you ask why something is done in the name of a deceased person, it's not for them but for the people who are grieving. If someone feels better putting that sticker on and it helps them grieve, who are we to stop them? Mine is a tribute to the last guy that rear-ended me. 2003 Corolla with $10,000 rims, bud. Everyone grieves differently. Whatever brings the living peace. Would I do it? No, but there's no harm in it. For a long time, we had a huge sticker in Old English letters on our car's back window, with in loving memory of ISABELLE 1995-2008, and then underneath, in really small letters, "Good kitty." People would either laugh their asses off or get really offended. If it makes them feel better, then it's cool, but I'm with you. When they sell the car, do they just scrape it off with a razor blade? I've also seen memorial t-shirts. Will they one day wash their car with it? I'd think it's to commemorate their hit and runs. Is it for the other road users they have killed? I think maybe in some cases the car was obtained through inheritance. But I agree, I would not want it at all. Maybe they discussed it prior and the deceased person wanted it partying face upside down face. Sometimes I notice those stickers are more of a community thing. About 10 years ago, some high schoolers went canoeing and the girl fell out. They were all varsity swimmers and unfortunately one going into his senior year drowned. The girl was rescued and was in a coma for 6 months. I forget what happened to the other boy, but it was top-tier rough. I've also saw these on vehicles that also have locally hated stickers on them as well. The people are never important enough to be locally known and hated, lol. So trashy. These loud, fat, package thieving neighbors in my apartment building have these stickers on their loud ass. Dented, rusty early 90s model Suburban. They also have White Lives Matter on the top of their windshield. SMFH. People are unable to let go and feel that subjecting everyone else to their mourning is the right thing to do. I'm sure there's things that you do that people don't understand either. People cope differently. Would I do it? No. Do I care if someone else does? No. People grieve in different ways. Okay, that's you. Maybe they count victims, like the pilots do at war. Among the car community, it's a tributary thing. Some people love a particular vehicle, so their name is embedded on it to show they would have loved this and we miss them. As an antique truck guy, I'd rather my name live on through the words on a bumper than through the words on a stone. Especially when you're behind one with the same name as you. Skull. A friend of mine had a friend whose child died. At the funeral, the dad of the deceased child gave his buddies these stickers for their trucks. The dad kept giving people shit for removing them. Even after a year, my buddy just decided to sell his truck instead of dealing with the nonsense. I'm not meaning to insult anyone, but most people who do this are lower income, so they can't spend tens of thousands of dollars for plot, casket and headstone that will forever memorialize their departed loved one. If someone dies, and there is no memorial reminder of them, they feel that person and their memory is gone forever. Basically, it's a low-cost headstone. See also memorial tattoo. Seems like you might be the kind of person that nobody wants to remember anyway. It's like I'm 14 and this is deep, only it's adults. Same people who create makeshift memorials on the side of the highway. I think sometimes they bought the vehicle with money inherited from the memorialized. Probably for people that they loved and have passed. I thought it was because they used the money they inherited from the death of that person to buy a car. Do people do it just because? The ones that creep me out are when people put crosses and flowers on the side of the road when somebody was killed in a car crash. I often wonder if the person dies in their bed if the family puts a cross and flowers on the headboard. Maybe it does help with their grief, though I can't relate to it. It has struck me as more about attention seeking. I have one on mine for my brother, but cars were his passion, so woman shrugging. People grieve. Get over it.